Okay, so in this video, I'm going to show you how we can build this n8n real estate agent, which can handle all of the emails that a real estate agent may receive. It can search properties for the user. It will notify the real estate agent whenever the lead has passed a certain stage. And in all, it's a massive time saver for all real estate agents. And it's something that you can build in a matter of minutes. And by the end of this video, I'm going to show you exactly how you can build this step by step. If you don't know who I am, I'm Folu. I run Work Ready AI, and I have scaled my agency to over 100k per month over the past 2 years. And without further ado, let's get straight into this video. So the first thing we need to do is come over here to n8n, and we need to build this out. But for example, let's jump over here to email and show you how it works. So I'm going to send an email over to the AI agent. I'm going to say, hi there. Firstly, I'm going to send it over to the email account where it's set up on. It's going to be this one. We're going to say property search, and we're going to act as a user and say, hi there, I'm looking for a property in Houston for under 200k and no more than 3 bedrooms. Can you help? Now we're going to send that over, and we're going to come over here to the AI agent. It's going to process the image. It's going to find properties using a scraper, and it's going to reply back to the user. If we can get them booked in for a viewing, or if we can get them booked in for some sort of kind of sales call, then it's going to notify the real estate agent. It's going to process the message that that person just sent over. Gemini is going to generate responses. Then this Amplify actor is going to run and find properties within the parameters that the user specified. After that, Gemini is going to get the results. It should send us an email back over here, and we can check our emails to see if we have received a response just when this finishes. So now it has sent an email back over to us. We can run over here and check. If we refresh this page, and you can see we receive a response, and it says, hi there, I found a few properties in Houston that match your criteria. Here are a few options. So it gives us the image, the price, address, bedrooms, bathrooms. If you want to view the details, it will let you go directly to the listing page. As you can see here, it takes us directly to the listing page. If we go back here, it has given us a bunch of properties that we can look through. You can see they're all under 200k with the 3-bedroom limit. And this is great. So I'm going to say, now I'm going to send over to the AI agent, hi there, I really liked the property on, I'm going to say, let's say this address. Let's send this over. How can I view it? Now, if we send that over and we come over to the AI agent, now we are executing this manually, but as soon as we turn it on active up here, we won't have to even look at this or execute manually. The AI agent will just run in the background automatically. But for demo purposes, I'm executing this manually. Now, because that user said they wanted to book a viewing, that's something that's going to trigger the Slack workflow, in which I should receive a Slack message as the real estate agent to let me know that a new lead has come in and that I should take action. So if we run this now, it's taking the message in. Again, Gemini is generating responses and coordinating this AI agent. Then over here, we are storing it in memory, and it has just sent me a Slack message over here, and it's updated the user also via email. So if I go over to my Slack, viewing this as the real estate agent, you can see over here in the Slack channel, it says new qualified lead, Folu Lori is looking for a property in Houston for under 200k with 3 or fewer bedrooms. I've sent them some initial options in the Gmail thread. It's given us a link to that thread, and it has also said there is now a new viewing request, lead Folu, the property is looking to view is the one that we just mentioned. It says next step is lead has requested to view the property. I have asked for their availability. Please follow up to schedule. And it gives us a link to the Gmail thread. If we go over here now, we can see the response that the AI agent has sent over. So if you can see here, after we have told the AI agent, hi there, I like the property, the AI agent has responded, of course, I'd be happy to arrange a viewing for the property. To help schedule a time that works for you, could you please let me know your general availability over the next few days? I will coordinate with the property representative and get back to you with confirmation shortly. So now the AI agent has been able to handle the vast majority of that initial process that a lead would have when they come in. So now I'm going to show you exactly how you can build this for yourself and start selling it to real estate agents immediately all real estate agents need this, because most real estate agents are under a significant time crunch where they receive hundreds of messages like this a day, and not responding to leads quickly loses a massive amount of leads. There was a study done by Harvard where if you don't respond in the first 5 minutes, you lose up to 400% of your leads. So that is a massive statistic, and that's exactly why we've built this AI agent. But let's get straight into this. The first thing we need to do is we need to come over here to n8n, and we need to build out this workflow. And to start it off, we need an email received trigger, and to get that, you're going to come up here to the right hand side and type in email and choose this, and go down here and find email received. I'm going to look it up here. We're going to go down here to where it has the triggers, and it's going to be this one right here, on message received. So you'll just drag this over here and then connect it up to your next node, which is going to be an AI agent. And we're going to come in here, select AI agent, and that's going to be the first node. So you can see it's something like that. We already have it built, so we're going to come in here. Now in this AI agent node, we need to obviously make the source of the prompt defined below, and this is going to be the messages that we send over. So over here, we need to make sure that when we select this initial trigger for the email, it's going to receive all messages, and we're going to set it to run every minute. So as soon as a message comes in, it will be responded to within a minute, because the polling time for this is every minute. And that essentially means that for every minute that goes by, just run this and check if there's any new emails. For me, I've set it up so it only responds to, or it only gets the emails from my personal account, just for the demo purposes. But for you, you can X this off so it gets essentially all emails. Now after that, again, over here we have the AI agent, and in here, if you prompt a message, we must give it access to an email ID, a thread ID, the sender, which is who the message is from. We must give it access to the subject and the timestamp. And then lastly, we give it access to the actual email. And we get all of that information over from the email account that we have connected it to. So all of that information will come from here. Now when you initially set this up, you won't have anything over here. So you will have to just run this once. So if I X off this and I just run this once, then you can see it goes green, and now we have all of the information over here on this side. So we're going to connect that up, and over here, after we connect it up, then we can put in all the information. Like you can see here, email message ID, we will find it over here, which is just ID up here. We'll put that in beside email message ID, and then for the thread ID, we'll find it up here and just throw it into here. And then it has access to the thread ID, and then all of this information is pretty self-explanatory. Now for the AI agent prompt, here is a significant, the most important part of this whole build, as this is going to decide what to do, when to do it, and how to do it. So up here you can see we have system real estate agent. Your role is to read inbound emails from real estate leads, buyers, renters, sellers, and act on behalf of the real estate agency. Now the tools you have access to is get properties, and this is going to run an Amplify actor with the JSON given below. We have send follow-up email, and this is a short professional reply asking for missing info, share property suggestions, and we'll put in etc. beside this. We have send Slack message. This is to notify follow the real estate agent when a lead is qualified. And then we also have a memory tool, and this is to save lead criteria and return properties and key information that is important for the context of the thread. So we'll just save that also. Now for the golden rules, we say do not search unless all of these are present. And to make a property search like we did at the start of this video, we need an area or location, we need a price, we need bedrooms, bathrooms, and that's kind of the main information that we need. The second golden rule is build tight JSON, include only parameters the lead actually provided, omit everything unknown or guessed. And this is essentially just how we look for properties. So for example, if somebody says they want a 2-bedroom property, we want to set the max amount of bedrooms to 2 bedrooms rather than just a random number, like let's say 6 bedrooms, and we're just returning them with a load of properties that is completely outside their budget or something they're not looking for. And we'll go into that more later in this video in terms of what the JSON is and how you give it to Amplify. So don't worry about that. It kind of sounds confusing now, but we'll get into it. Now number 3, you can see we have when recommended properties include the image, price, beds, baths, a short highlight and a link to the property. After sending properties, save both criteria and results to memory. Ignore irrelevant spam. Send Slack only when sufficient info is present and a lead is ready for action. Send all emails in neat HTML. Now the intent and extraction. Identify the intent, buyer, if they want to rent, if they want to sell, if they need a property valuation, or if they want to view. We're going to extract this information like required, area, location, price range, limits, bedrooms, bathrooms, etc. Optional, bathrooms, property type, move-in date, phone number. If any required item is missing, send a short email asking only for the missing details, 2 to 4 short questions. Now for the action flow, we need to find sufficient info present. Make sure sufficient info is present. So use the get properties is format. So this is essentially how we search for properties. I'll let you read that on your own time. I will leave this full build down below so you can download it for completely free. We also have missing required info. We need to send a reply message back. If the user is looking for a viewing or valuation request, confirm details by email. Only if required info is present should you search and send Slack. Anytime we mention Slack, it basically means when you want to notify the real estate agent. So the type Apify input JSON, that's just us telling it how to send the JSON over to Apify to scrape for the properties that we are searching for. Then we give it some examples down here on how to send the JSON over. And as you can see, we just send over the area the user is looking for, bedrooms, bathrooms, price, home type, include. These are all just the main pieces of information that a real estate agent would use when they're searching for properties. So you can see we give it some examples. Then reply style, we say keep reply short, and all the main things to keep the email conversation flowing. We say Slack notifications. Again, we reiterate when to send a notification. We give it some hard don'ts, and then we say at the end here just a few extra notes in which you can read in your own time. So essentially we tell the AI agent how to act to search for properties if the user wants to search for them. If you have enough info, then send it over to the real estate agent via Slack. Now, the next thing we need to do is firstly give it access to a brain. So you can see the chat model down here where you're using is GPT 2.5 Pro. And if we go in here, it's just normal GPT 2.5 Pro. The next thing we give it access to is a memory tool. And this memory tool, we just use simple memory. So if I delete this now and I come down here, you can see it's the first one over here. It's simple memory. And we'll just connect that up. And in here, the only thing we have to do is firstly change this from connected chat trigger to define below. And we are going to give it the person's email address. And that's essentially how it's going to store all of the memory. So if we go down here, we can find the person's email address right here. So value email address, we'll throw that in here. And then we'll just do one dash and we'll call it user's memory. And this is basically going to store each person that is sending messages. We're going to store their memory in here. And the context window we're going to give it access to is 20 emails back. So it has access to the past 20 emails from this person. Okay, so after we've given it access to the memory node, it's now going to be able to remember all emails that we've sent. Now we need to actually give it access to send emails. So in order to do that, you're going to add a tool, as you can see up here. So just pull this down, add a tool, and you're going to search over here email. Let's search over here Gmail actually. And we're going to select this tool, and up here we are going to set this to the account that we've connected. So just sign into your Gmail account if you don't have one connected. Tool description can say the same. Resource is a message, and the operation down here is we are going to make this a send. Now, the person that we are sending it to is, now if we want to be completely sure, we can choose this email over here. But what will tend to happen is sometimes you may have emails going back and forth, and then the user may say, hey, can you email my husband? Here's his email. And if we just put in the email that it comes from, then we're just always going to send an email back to the person that sent the email to us. So instead of that, we're going to allow AI to decide who to send the email back to. Just for them cases where the person says, hey, can you send an email to this person? The AI will be able to detect that and put it in here. Subject, again, we're going to allow AI to send that, and the email type is going to be HTML, and for the message, again, we're going to allow AI to send this. Now that's basically that full node done. So I'm going to X off this. Now for when you have your email done, I'm going to come in here and give it the name send follow-up email, because as you can see up here in the system prompt, the main kind of prompt that we've given it access to the tools, and we've told it the name of the tool is send follow-up email, as you can see here. So we want to make sure that the names in the system prompt are the same as the names we actually give the tools. Now the next one we have is just send a Slack message, and to configure that, you're going to come in here Obviously create a Slack account again. If you don't have one, just press create new credential, connect my account, and it's going to take you to a sign in page. After you have that set up, then it's going to ask you, where do you want me to send a message? Now over here on Slack, you can have multiple channels. Like you can see down here on the channel section, we have multiple channels. So we have AI email agent, we have a general channel which everybody has access to, that's inside this workspace. But this one we're going to create a new channel by just adding a new channel down here. We're going to press create new channel, and I've given this one AI email agent. So I know whenever I get a notification from this channel, it's always going to be the AI email agent that is sending me over a new lead. Now for your clients, obviously you can send it over to whatever channel they want you to use. But in order to select that, we're going to come down here. We're going to make sure this operation is to send. It's going to be send a message to a channel. We can also select it to a user where we would essentially DM them. I do think it's better to be a channel because a lot of the time there will be multiple estate agents. So we just want to put it in their channel and let them decide who handles that lead. For the channel list, obviously select your drop down here and choose the channel that you just created. And then we're going to make it a simple text message. We can make it a form, or we can use blocks down here if you want to send over like buttons, etc. But for us, for this demo, we're going to use a simple text message. And then over here, we're going to select this again, where we allow AI to send a message over. So we're going to click save on that. And the last thing we need to do is we need to connect up to Appify. So to connect to Appify, again, pull over here another tool, and we're going to search up Appify over here. And we're going to give it access to this Appify tool. Now, before we do anything inside here, we want to firstly come over here to Appify. So if you don't have an Appify account, just come over to appify.com and sign up, create an account, do whatever you need to do. And when you get in here, then we're going to come over here to the Appify store. Now over here in this Appify store, we are going to look up Zillow. And we're going to press that in. And what Zillow is essentially in the US, all properties that are currently for sale will go on to Zillow. So all properties that are for sale, that have been sold, rental properties, this is essentially where all of the real estate info is. And this is how we're able to scrape properties and send them over to the user to show them if they want the property. Now, so we're going to look up here, Zillow search scraper. And if we search that up, we're going to find the exact one that we want to use. So I'm going to search this up, and we are looking for this guy right here. So if you want to find it quicker, then you can look up AXLY. So I'm going to click this in here, and this is the exact scraper that we want to use. You can see it's very cheap. For 1,000 results, it's going to cost you $1. For most people, we'll only search 10 to 20 properties, so it's going to maybe cost you 1 to 2 cents per search, which is obviously very cheap, and you can use that. So what we want to do over here is we want to copy this name right here, and when we come back over here to n8n, it's going to ask us, okay, which actor or which scraper do you want us to run? So before that, we're going to select all of this. So again, connect to your Appify account by just signing in. We're going to set the tool description to automatically. I'm going to select the resource as actor, and the operation here is run an actor and get a data set, and that's basically going to run the scraper and get the results back for us. Now over here, we need to give it access to a scraper. Now that thing that we just copied, I'm going to paste it in here, and as you can see, it's this one right here. So I'm going to select this, and this is essentially the actor or the scraper that we are going to use. So again, we can just get rid of this, and this is the scraper that we want to use. So we can just search it up, or we can paste in what we just copied. So make sure it shows this, which is the exact scraper that we want to use. And the input JSON, we're going to allow AI to decide. And that's all we have to do for this. And that's essentially going to find and return all of the properties that we want to use. Now, the reason this is able to use AI to find properties is because up here in the prompt, we give it access and tell it exactly how to send over the JSON. So you can see here we have a bunch of examples. This is the example for a 2-bedroom apartment in Austin for around $2,000 a month. And as you can see, we have the JSON that it should use. And the AI is able to determine from this JSON what to send over to the Appify actor. So again, if you want to download this prompt, make sure you click the first link in the description where I'll give it to you for completely free. Also, I have my AI community where you can join if you want to scale your agency to 100K per month like I did. This is exactly where I teach people how to do that. But that's all we need to do. And then the last node over here is essentially just a nothing node. It's not going to do anything. We've just put that here to make it more neat. So to get that, you're just going to come here. You're going to come up here and select no operation, do nothing. And that's essentially what we're going to put here at the end. So it does nothing. We don't need it to do anything because it's sending an email over here. Now that's all we need for this AI agent to work. It's going to do everything we need it to do, store memory over here, and essentially do the full process for us. So we can give it another quick test over here. So in order to not execute every single time, just make it active. I don't want to make it active because it's not an actual account, and I don't want it to respond to normal messages. So I'm just going to execute it every time. So I'm going to come over here. I'm going to start a new conversation, and I'm going to send it over to the email account that the AI agent is set up on. And we're going to say, hey there, I was looking for a 2-bed dual rent in LA. Can you give me some options? Oh, that's the subject. I'm going to copy that, bring it down here, and I'm going to give it the subject as looking for rental. So now we can send that over. So the AI agent is going to run now. It's going to determine that this person is looking for a property, and then it's going to send an email back. And as you can see, it didn't actually run the actor, so maybe it doesn't have enough information. So we come back over here. It says, I can certainly help you with that. To find the best options, could you please let me know your approximate monthly budget for the rental? I'm going to say I am looking for something around, let's say, 4,000 per month. We can send that over. Then if we execute this, it's going to take that new message. It should be able to run the actor now because it has enough information. So as you can see there, it's running the actor. It's going to return all of the properties. It should send an email over to us, and we should receive a Slack notification just because it has enough info on this person. So it's returned some properties. It has sent an email back to us and also notified us on Slack. So let's have a look at the email that I sent back. If we can show it here, you can see it gives us some options here. I found some properties in Los Angeles that match your criteria. Here we have a 3,002 bed. We have one for 3,000 here. We have loads of properties here. So you can see here another 3,995 2 beds. If we go in here, we can actually see the full property listing. We go in here, we can see the full listing of that property. And if we now go over here to Slack, you can see here we received a message from the AI agent, and it says, new qualified lead, Folu is looking for a 2-bedroom property in Los Angeles for 4K per month. I've sent some initial options. Next step is to follow up and arrange viewings. The Gmail thread, so we can go directly to the message. That's everything that we need. So that's the full video done. Again, in the second link, I will leave the full JSON for you to download, so you can build this for yourself. Also, in the first link, you can join my community if you want to scale up your own AI agency. If you like that video, leave a like below and leave a comment on what you want to see next.